Oh man, that's still very Grieger-like. All right, guys. So as some of you know, may have remember from yesterday, I went down and tried my first CrossFit session. I actually quite enjoyed it. You know, it's kind of interesting. I was up there swinging around on the bars like a monkey, and going upside down, and I hadn't done full snatches in close to a decade. So getting there, dropping under a bar, seeing I could still get down there pretty nice, was pretty good to see. So I'm gonna give it about 6 months and just see where we go. We'll see if we get to a level where I think I'll be reasonably competitive. So then I'll pursue it a little bit longer. I'm 53 now, and so I'd look at that 55 plus age group, figuring 2 years is enough time to kind of work on weaknesses, develop strengths. I've got a lot of strengths already, where I would be very, very competitive in a lot of the events. And then we'll see if we can bring those weaknesses up to a point where, I don't suck. Because, like I said, I've got these really, really, really monkey long arms. But I think with a little bit of time, of practice, we'll be able to, convert some of that strength and, get the technique down so we can work on that leverages and be competent enough to do the basic gymnastic stuff. And then, the fitness stuff, that stuff comes. Those things, the fitness stuff's not that hard. It's just a matter of putting in the work. But the technical stuff is what is going to take some time. So I'm interested in that. Some people are asking me about gallbladders and carnivore diet. Can you do a carnivore diet without a gallbladder? And the answer is definitely, absolutely you can. And so when you don't have a gallbladder, what the gallbladder does is it basically is a sac that sits under the liver that contracts under the influence of something called CCK or cholecystokinin. When fat hits the digestive tract, it's sensed, and then the gallbladder will contract, propelling bile through the bile duct into the common bile duct and through the sphincter of Oddi, as I recall, and then into the duodenum, where it will mix with the fat emulsified. It's a detergent, so it emulsifies, breaks it up into smaller fragments, and there, typically pancreatic lipase will act on the fat to further digest it. So, but when you don't have that gallbladder, you don't have that contractile bolus of bile coming in, but your liver still makes bile, so bile is still getting in there. And in fact, the common bile duct will actually expand over time to form sort of a reservoir, which will, allow somewhat of a bolus fashion of bile to be introduced and mixed with fat coming in from the diet. Now, would you modify a carnivore diet initially with somebody without a gallbladder? For many people, they find that eating a little bit less fat with their meal, or perhaps breaking it up into smaller quantities, eating a little more frequently, is often a solution for that. Some people will add some supplements, some bile, things like ox bile, lipases, and some of these other things to help with fat digestion if you're going from a low-fat diet, particularly, to a higher-fat diet, which a carnivore diet typically will be. Also a carnivore diet, as we know, is going to be higher in protein than most diets, for the most part, unless you're on like a high protein bodybuilding diet, then it might be equivalent. But certainly compared to standard American diet, low fat diet, plant-based diet, you're going to be getting more protein and more fat typically. All right, guys, let me know if you want to hear any other topics of concern. Head on over to meetrx.com. We've got just so much information out there. If you guys are looking for information on the environment, we have hundreds and hundreds of articles. You just go to our FAQ, click on the question about environment. In there is a link to hundreds and hundreds of articles about the environment. We have a huge resource library. We've got the most success stories anywhere on the planet with regard to the carnivore diet. Incredibly affordable coaching, support groups, meetings, expert meetings coming in. We are about to launch a doctor's portal for physicians and other healthcare providers so they can discuss how that diet may be utilized in practice, in kind of a place that's kind of designed for that. So that's coming. We've got a carnivore guide, eating plan that's on its way for you guys that want that, that level of detail. So lots of great things, coming our way. on meatrx.com. We get hundreds of members signing up every week. Several hundred new people sign up. And so we are really becoming the place to be for all things carnivore. So you guys, I hope to see you there. I'm there every single day. Until then, stay strong. Keep crushing the meat. Don't listen to the plant-based propaganda. Remember, these people only are trying to guilt you about the environment because they want to sell pea protein. They want to sell their fake food. Vegans, unfortunately, are merely pawns, or largely useful idiots for these giant global corporations that want to centralize our food supply and make everybody eat their globo glop. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day.